Or how do you feel like you get out of that bubble to make somebody a real boxer?
I mean, what he's doing is, kind of cool. If he can continue to steal money and they match him the way they match him, I can't knock his hustle. So if they can match him the way how they've been matching him.
I haven't seen Gervonta Davis in another sexual assault allegation, lawsuits incoming, potentially criminal charges levied. We don't know yet, but we know that fight is up in the air, and I think that fight's not going to happen, and they're going to either have to move the fight back or they're going to have to look to a replacement or both. I don't know.
This fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement.
Floyd Mayweather has surprised everyone by calling out Jake Paul after Gervonta Tank Davis's fight was canceled because of Tank's legal issues. Mayweather said he's ready to fight Jake for real this time, not an exhibition match. He also mentioned he won't move up in weight, meaning the fight would follow normal professional rules. This unexpected challenge has created huge excitement among fans who are wondering if Floyd is really planning to make a comeback to the boxing ring.
Died down some, but at the time, people badly wanted you and Jake Paul to fight. Is he someone you're interested in, or no?
Well, if you go back, you got to do your homework. Look on the internet. I think he was doing a sit down on a podcast one time, and he talked about it. He said, I don't want to do an exhibition against Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
He said, I'm only doing real fights. And of course, I can't get up high in weight, but I'll fight him in a real fight at the weight that I'm at. But Jake Paul, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Because of the ongoing lawsuit and investigation, Gervonta Davis's planned exhibition fight with Jake Paul has been canceled. His promoter, Most Valuable Promotions, released a statement saying they are looking into the situation and decided not to continue with the event until things are cleared up.
You know the situation. It was supposed to be boxing Gervonta Tank Davis, a man that weighs 133 pounds or 135. Regardless, it's a man that is way, way smaller than Jake Paul. So that is just ridiculous, and I'm giving my thoughts on that before anyway. But now it turns out that Gervonta Davis has some allegations about domestic abuse. I don't know too much about the situation, but apparently Netflix have pulled the plug on that fight. It says, here's a tweet I'm reading from Mike Coppinger. As reported, Jake Paul's return could shift to December, with the November 14th Netflix exhibition in jeopardy due to the latest allegations against Gervonta Davis. Sources tell Ring Magazine that December 12th and the 19th are possibilities, right?
Gervonta Davis is facing a civil lawsuit from his ex-girlfriend Courtney Roselle over an incident that allegedly happened on October 27th at a Miami nightclub where she works. She accuses Davis of physical assault, kidnapping, and causing emotional harm. The report says he dragged and attacked her in different parts of the club, including the stairs, kitchen, and parking area. Police in Miami Gardens have confirmed they are actively investigating the case along with the civil lawsuit.
Baltimore boxing champion Gervonta Tank Davis faces new abuse claims from a woman who claims to be his ex-girlfriend. This is according to our media partner, the Baltimore Banner. Courtney Russell says she dated Davis for 5 months and recently filed a civil lawsuit accusing him of aggravated battery, false imprisonment, and other offenses. She claims Davis physically attacked her a number of times during their relationship. Russell claims the most recent incident was Monday at a Miami nightclub. Davis is scheduled to fight Jake Paul in Miami on November 14th.
Chael Sonnen recently spoke about the confusion around the rumored cancellation of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis fight, saying he personally contacted both teams to find out the truth. He said he reached out to people from Jake's side and Tank's side, but no one gave him a clear answer. Their silence made him believe something serious might be happening behind the scenes. Sonnen added that when both fighters avoid denying the rumors, it often means the issue is bigger than just scheduling, possibly involving legal or promotional problems.
Tank has one job to do.
which is to let anybody know that's listening that it doesn't make any difference, that boxing is a real sport. My skills versus your skills, of which I have an abundance of and of which you have none of. My life's commitment and dedication versus a second or third or fourth thought in the world of priority on your list. And I used to believe those things. Now, I go back far enough in MMA that I've had my eyes open a number of times. The fact that karate was so incredibly useless, or the fact that Jeet Kune Do was so incredibly useless, like these were not things that I would have bet on when I was in high school. As a wrestler at that time, I would not have assumed that I would fare well in a fight against somebody that knew Kung Fu. We had all been falsely led through Hollywood. Not through competition, not through sport, not through understanding of the game, but just through Hollywood. We were told that those guys were the most dangerous guys. So, we then eventually get up to Conor McGregor versus Floyd Mayweather, which had a weight discrepancy, but it was very small. I mean, I watched him weigh in, I want to say it was like 8 pounds.
With Tank's fight now uncertain, Floyd Mayweather has called out Jake Paul to fight him instead. Mayweather has been very direct about his opinion of Jake's boxing skills. He admits Jake has done well in crossover boxing and is entertaining, but he doesn't see him as a real professional boxer. Floyd said a fight with Jake would be too easy for him and wouldn't be much of a challenge. He also mentioned that while Jake has built a strong name and business in the sport, fighting a world-class boxer would clearly show the difference in skill, experience, and training.
There are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever, period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents? Or is he actually talented?
As long as he continued to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
Does he have the ability, with what you've seen, to continue to mold himself into somebody who can actually? He told me before his goal is to fight Canelo, so that's where his mindset's at.
It get fucked up by Canelo.
Many fans believe Floyd Mayweather's unwillingness to give rematches left some big questions unanswered. On the other hand, Jake Paul has mostly fought opponents who were either much older or smaller than him. Even Mayweather has pointed this out, saying that while Jake is entertaining, his opponents haven't truly tested him. Floyd warned that if Jake ever faces a real high-level boxer, the fight could reveal his true skill level and expose his weaknesses. Many fighters and analysts admire Floyd Mayweather not only for his speed and defense, but also for his strong mindset. They believe his greatest strength was his unshakable confidence, the belief that he could beat anyone. Former boxer Tony Jeff has said that Mayweather's self-belief and mental toughness often gave him control of a fight even before it started. Reports say Floyd Mayweather is now looking to fight Mike Tyson, and many analysts think it's about more than just money. They believe Floyd wants to show that he can still be the center of attention even after retiring. With everyone focused on the Davis versus Paul fight, Mayweather doesn't seem ready to let anyone, not even his former student, steal the spotlight. Experts say this is typical Floyd, a man driven by attention, competition, and legacy. His rumored fight also highlights a bigger truth: how boxing legends constantly try to stay relevant in today's fast-changing sports world.
There's so many celebrities and so many people that are known where you can get somebody and they can sell tickets to events. That's what kicked off the the social media influence boxing that Jake Paul was birthed from. Now we're in a vacuum. And so there's going to be a lot of conversation about that and continuing to do that. In this particular video, though, I want to get into the mind of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and why Floyd Mayweather Jr. would do this. There is the money, but there's also the competitive nature of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and him not wanting to have other people think that they're a bigger star than he is. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has not been able to really launch his star outside of the sport of boxing, so he continues to do exhibitions. Now, what I think is that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is announced it at this point in time with Mike Tyson in order to take advantage of the publicity heading into the Gervonta Davis, Jake Paul fight, which is, I do believe, set for November. So now that they have all the publicity and all that stuff coming out from that, he's going to piggyback on it and then try to have it in the beginning of next year sometime and actually make it a bigger event than Gervonta versus Jake Paul. And it probably will be. And the reason that I say that is because of Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is bigger than Floyd. Let me say Mike Tyson. I think Mike Tyson's bigger than Floyd Mayweather. I still think his name is bigger than Floyd Mayweather, even though I know Floyd has made more money in the pay-per-views. And I think that had a lot to do with, again, social media area and otherwise. But the combination of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Mike Tyson and the question about what is going to happen in that fight.
According to several reports, Jake Paul's team is now looking for a new opponent to replace Gervonta Davis, whose fight is in doubt because of legal issues. Rumors suggest they have reached out to Terence Crawford as a possible replacement. While nothing is confirmed yet, the idea has caught a lot of attention since Crawford is one of the best boxers in the world. If he agrees, it would make the fight much bigger and more serious. For now, talks seem to be in the early stages, but the news alone has fans excited, wondering if Jake Paul is planning to face a more skilled and respected opponent next.
The fight is still technically scheduled for November 14th to air on Netflix, but it's basically hanging on by a thread. But the team, Jake Paul's team, have reportedly gone and contacted all the fighters, and the names that they're looking at contacting to fight as a late replacement: Ryan Garcia, Terence Crawford, Francis Ngannou, I mean, come on, we'll get into them, and Nate Diaz. So he's already fought Nate Diaz, but let's go through them one by one. I mean, Ryan Garcia, he's a similar size to Gervonta Davis. He's bigger though. Davis made him come down, didn't he? Then he beat him up. So that was Ryan Garcia. Quite a bad loss for Garcia, that was, because he was up for the fight, but Gervonta Davis beat Garcia. Garcia also isn't really big enough to be jumping in with Jake Paul, but that's a fight that potentially could happen. Garcia is a massive name. He's a big he's a social media star. He's a big public figure. Loads of followers on Instagram and social. I mean, his Instagram's over 1 million, I'm sure it is. He's just a big name, good looking kid, great fighter, fast stands, and he's quite controversial as well. So that'd be a good fight, but the weight disparity, again, it's too big. So for me, when I say it'd be a good fight, it'd be interesting to see how Ryan Garcia would go in against Jake Paul. But to be honest, Jake Paul's far too big for him. Who else we got? Terence Crawford. I can't see Terence Crawford entertained in this, but then you never know, do you? If the old bunts make sense, then it makes people do strange things. And Terence Crawford's getting on now. What is he, 37, 38 years old? Had that great win against Canelo. Would he jump in with Jake Paul for mega money? Probably. He'd paced him as well. I mean, Terence Crawford would be too much for Jake Paul, even though he's up at 168 in his last fight, super middleweight, my old weight division. So I don't think Jake Paul would fight him. Francis Ngannou, I mean, why even chuck Ngannou in the mix? Ngannou would just hammer him. He's too big. I mean, he talked about Anthony Joshua. That never happened, did it? It's a load of bollocks. He talked about fighting AJ, then announced he's fighting someone the size of one of AJ's legs in Gervonta Davis. So for me, that's nothing. And the Nate Diaz fight, he's already fought him. It was a rubbish fight, and he's already beaten him.
Many critics have spoken against the fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis. Boxer Carl Froch called it a rubbish fight, saying it isn't truly competitive. He pointed out that Jake has limited boxing experience while Davis is much more skilled and experienced. Froch sees Jake more as an entertainer than a serious fighter and believes the match won't be respected by true boxing fans. For him, the question isn't who wins, but whether the fight should even be considered a real contest between top professionals.
Joke, absolute clown world. Really fitting for fake Paul, the clown, because it's a clown show. You're putting him in with somebody it was 100 pounds lighter. I mentioned the weight disparity before. Getting on for 7 stone, it's a weight-governed sport. It should not be happening. He's too small, Gervonta Davis, against the big Jake Paul, who's in the gym a lot, training. Apparently he's fit and strong and he has a go and he can fight a little bit, which I disagree with because I don't think he can. He might be able to fight a little bit. He certainly can't box. But these allegations against Gervonta Davis, they're very serious allegations. Anybody that's laying hands on women needs to be shut down straight away. They need to be, for me, they need to be locked up and the key thrown away. You shouldn't touch women.
Amir Khan said the fight between Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis would be a very bad mismatch. He criticized the promoters for agreeing to it, saying it's unfair and could seriously hurt Davis. With Jake reportedly weighing over 200 pounds, while Davis has never fought above 140 pounds, Khan called the matchup dangerous and exploitative and questioned if Davis is just looking to make money before leaving the sport.
Jake Paul, he gets on my nerves a little bit. I think the way he conducts himself, the way he acts, and I think he's just full of himself as well. And he thinks he can fight. And he's only been boxing for what, like a year. But he's been very lucky though. He has he's had some good wins against like MMA fighters. He's a little bit heavier than me, but I don't mind putting the pounds on just to beat him up.
Some critics are asking why Gervonta Davis's fight had to be canceled, saying he is still fit and ready despite his legal issues. They note that other athletes have competed while facing charges and suggest the cancellation may have been more about public image than the fighter's safety. Many fans think the bout should have gone ahead because of the hype and money involved, but others argue that given the seriousness of the allegations, continuing could have caused a big backlash for everyone involved.
So, did Gervonta Davis's cancellation of his fight with Jake Paul, was it the right decision from Jake Paul, his team, and Netflix? Did they make the right move to cancel the Gervonta Davis fight? I want to know y'all thoughts in the comment section. We'll probably do a longer video on this later, but I want y'all to interact and let me know y'all thoughts. Now that we know the fight is canceled, they announced it late yesterday while we were in the middle of our live stream. What is your thoughts? Do you think the fight should have been canceled? Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see y'all soon. Peace.
What do you think about all this? Should Floyd Mayweather step in to fight Jake Paul now? Or should the promoters wait until Gervonta Davis sorts out his legal issues? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and stay informed. Stay tuned for more updates, and let's keep our news accurate.